among a lot of there's a lot of matches today that are coming up. A lot of matches. All right, welcome everybody. Doubleheader, center court, court one. We got Eala taking on Krejcikova, which is, I mean, it's a crazy matchup considering where both players are at the moment. You know, in terms of form, in terms of 2025 matchup. We've also got Jannik Sinner playing, trying to avoid the fate of pretty much everybody else who's had to play in as a seed, which is losing or getting in trouble, like Alcaraz or guys like Fritz and Zverev who are playing today. But yeah, plenty of other matches going on as well, so we'll stay tuned. It should be about 10 minutes away before Krejcikova and Eala hit the court. Okay. Love 15, Nardi. He just saved a bunch of break points. Mboko is enter someone pull. Yeah, Potapova pulled out and Mboko entered the draw. All right, Sinner to serve. Love 15. Serving to the backhand of Nardi. He hits it out. It's 15-all. Watson's out. Okay. Okay, let me go through this real quick so we can just tick off all the boxes. Paul 1, Sonigo 1, Marijan 1. And then we had Jovic lost, Pegula lost, Alexandra Eala 1, Krejcikova 1. So that's everything that's sort of going on so far. Mikkelsen, Kecmanovic are in a fifth. Kostrug went down to a quali. Bagu beat a quali. Volley-Nets and Maria into a third. Townsend beat Watson. And other matches are still going. So there's your rundown. 30-15. Sinner to serve. 30-15. Second serve. As he must have served a let. Second serve now. Second serve. Into the backhand of Nardi. Backhand up from Sinner. Into the backhand of Nardi as Sinner comes in with a volley. Puts it away. 40-15. 40-15. 40-15. Sinner to stay in front. GMP 33 aces so far, yeah. All right, and the ladies are coming out soon, so if you are hanging out for Krejcikova versus Eala, that will be happening in about 7 or 8 minutes. Pegula, pardon me, lost, yes. Pegula did lose. Will you cover Gauff Shramska? I don't know. I'm not sure. Today's such a tricky day because of all the matches from yesterday. I want to finish that Fritz match because it was getting exciting until they shut it down. But then we've also got Djokovic. We've got Swiatek, which I don't know if we can watch Swiatek. It depends on what happens with these other matches, which is a shame because I really want to watch Swiatek. Now that Pegula's gone, I think makes it interesting for her. But then, we've got Draper. We got Gauff coming up later as well. See, I'm not sure. We'll just have to wait and see. It's like yesterday, right? Yesterday we didn't know what we're watching until we got to the final hours, and then we'll just add matches on as we go. Because otherwise, I don't want to say, yeah, we're going to watch this, and then something comes up or something. We have a 5-set Alcaraz match again, and yeah, we can't watch things, right? So we're just going to wait and see with a couple of stuff. Yeah, we're going to watch Djokovic. I can we'll 100% watch him. But yeah, I'm not sure what we watch after that. We'll see what's on because there's a lot of matches on. Obviously, first rounds, a lot of matches to watch. By the way, that center court is screwed today because you got Zverev at 1 set all. You've got Djokovic who doesn't play quick. You've got Krejcikova Eala, which could go for 3 sets, and then Gauff Yastrzemski at the end of the day could be a long one too. So I don't know if Gauff's going to get finished today. I don't know if Gauff's match is going to be complete today. You know. Bublik looking shaky already. I know, right? All right. 15 love. Again, thanks for joining. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Also, don't forget to like the video. Eala taking on Krejcikova coming up in about 5 minutes. You're doing a good job. You know what? I'm just doing my best. I think that's good or bad. We're just doing our best, aren't we? 30 love as that goes to the net from Sinner. 30 love. Yeah, Kecmanovic and Mickelson have gone 5. Yeah, that's hectic. All right, 30 love. I'll tell you this, Chad. I think tomorrow we might have a bit of a boring day. After the first 2 days, if it keeps going this way, today's going to be crazy. And then tomorrow might be a bit boring in comparison because it's very, very eventful. Yesterday was one of the craziest first days of a Grand Slam ever. It was crazy. And today has started off pretty hectic, and we haven't even got to the good part yet. All right, 30-15. Nardi serves. Into the forehand of Sinner. Goes deep into the forehand of Nardi. Sinner with a forehand. Again to the forehand of Nardi. Into the forehand of Sinner. Sinner in the net, and it's 40-15. Zhang is next to be ousted. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at that. Again, I think Siniakova. I feel like Siniakova shouldn't be underestimated, especially on grass. Now it's 40-15. There's a backhand slice in the net from Nardi, 40-30. Yeah, Musetti's down a set already. I need Musetti and Basilashvili to go 5 sets though, just to give us time so we can then hopefully watch Swiatek later. That would be really helpful. But yeah, Zhang's down a break already. Bublik's down a break as well, but it's only first set. So there's still time. All right, 40-30, Nardi to level. As Nardi serves. Into the backhand. Nope. To let. Players are fatigued. I mean, it is warm out there for sure. The weather is hot. All right, Nardi holds 2-2. I wonder what Grand Slam had the most upsets. Yeah, I don't know. All right, 2-2 in 20 minutes. This has been a slow match. But Sinner takes his time. He's not going to do anything crazy. He's not going to try and rush through the match. It's very similar to Djokovic, the way that he does that. He just kind of doesn't try and overplay, doesn't try to bash the ball, and he just takes his time, trying to get things done in his pace. He doesn't need to rush. Got plenty of time. 4 now on the stretch from Sinner. Nardi with a volley is too good. Love 15. Love 15. Love 15. Good volley there from Nardi. All right, ladies about to come out on court. When's Pericard game? His game starts after this Sinner match. So, yeah. Good serve out wide from Sinner. As the ball goes up, Sinner had to cover his eyes because it went straight into the sunshine as we're forehand out of the forehand of Nardi. Backhand from Sinner is long. Nardi love 30. All right. right, love 30. Chance for a break points for Nardi. All right. Yep, Pegula lost. Badosa lost. If you're seeded, you probably don't want to play Wimbledon right now. All right, serve. The ace from Sinner. 15-30. 15-30. All right, Eala and Krejcikova walking out on court. Oh, here we go, chat. Here we go. The defending champion taking on the Filipino sensation. This is going to be interesting. I think we all agree that Krejcikova has a lot of work to do. All right, 15-30. As the serve goes to the backhand of Nardi, and Nardi hits it out, 30-all. 30-all. I hope Eala wins. Yeah, it's going to be a look. It's a tricky one because I picked her to win. I would love to see her win. She's got a great opportunity to win because Krejcikova is not the same player as she was 12 months ago. Even 6 months ago, Krejcikova at the WTA finals is not in the same, not really in the same in the same league at the moment as she was, but she is still a two-time Grand Slam champion. And Eala has to play that lady. And if Krejcikova's not hurt, if Krejcikova's not as injured or sore as we saw last week, it could be sketchy. But that's a big if because Krejcikova's played like 6 matches this year. So Eala's got a massive opportunity. I think we all know that. 40-30. Sinner to stay in front. Wasn't Pegula one of the favorites? She was. As we're back and return now to the backhand of Sinner. Into the backhand of Nardi. And he goes back behind Sinner. That's smart. We get the deuce. We get to deuce. Nice backhand from Nardi. All right, ladies, we're on court. Warming up. All right. We get the deuce. And Sinner serves out wide. Nardi chips it back, but it goes out. Advantage Sinner. Sinner needs a break. Well, he's got to hold first. And then, yeah. All right, advantage Sinner. Served on the tee. Nardi returned the net. Sinner holds. Solid. Okay. Krejcikova Eala warming up. Here we go. Let's see what happens. Krejcikova's played hardly any tennis in 2025, and Eala, one of the most, if not the most active player between Roland Garros and Wimbledon. She played a lot of qualifiers, a lot of challenges on the grass to get prepared. Maybe she knew that she was going to play Krejcikova. Maybe that's why she was playing so much tennis. By the way, there might be a heat wave, but it's overcast, so at least the sun's not out. It's just going to be super humid. But let's see. It'll be interesting to see how Krejcikova does. It'd be very interesting to see how Krejcikova can handle Eala. And also how Krejcikova looks in general, because she hasn't been great in... She hasn't been able to play in the last, like I said, 6 months. She's not been there at all, unfortunately. Krejcikova, the Wimbledon silent killer. Well, that was last year. 2025, she is the defending champion, and big spotlights on her. So it's a much different situation. Why isn't the match long over by now? what are they doing at Wimbledon? Why isn't this match long over by now? They haven't even started yet. No, we're not going to watch Zverev. No, they're just warming up. And then Eala and Krejcikova will get us started on center court. Warm up the serves. They've never played. Sinner wins the first point here. Love 15. How's the crowd? Well, it's the first match of the day, so it's probably going to be... They'll be coming in as they go. Now, it's hard because the Wimbledon crowd... Like, Krejcikova's not a massive, like, she hasn't played, so she's not got this massive following probably in London. Yeah, she's a defending champion, but, she's not British or she's not, like, top 10 at the moment. And Eala is new. Probably a lot of these people are watching Eala for the first time, whereas, we've watched, it's a little different here because we watch tennis all the time, so we kind of get to see everybody all the time. But the crowd there, they're probably going to be like, Eala versus Krejcikova, we'll get there eventually. We want to watch Djokovic, or we want to watch Zverev, or we want to watch Coco Gauff. This match of the 4 matches on center court is the least high profile probably within the UK. Outside of the UK, and obviously in the tennis world, this is a big deal. But on center court, a lot of people are probably like, oh, okay, we'll get there when we get there. Because I think a lot more people are probably going to be coming for the matches that are happening later. But the people that are there are smart enough to know that this is a big clash and this is a big deal. And this will be possible. It could be one of the epics that we watch this week. Anyway, it's 30-15. As the backhand return now the forehand Nardi. Forehand now from Sinner. Into the backhand of Nardi. Volleyed as Sinner comes into the volley. Nardi comes into the net and volleys it in the net. It's 30-all. All right, 30-all. But let's see what Eala can do. Krejcikova, by the way, if you are an Eala fan, you would probably never heard of Krejcikova. And that's okay. Krejcikova is a very all-round player. She can do everything. She can hit volleys, come to the net. She can slice. She can hit great serves. She can hit winners from anywhere. She's a very dangerous player. Krejcikova, the reason why she's got 2 Grand Slams is because she's just so scary. And at any point, she can be scary. Like, she doesn't have to play a lot of tennis to become dangerous. Like this time last year, she had no form. Nobody knew anything. Nobody picked her at all. And then she got to the 4th round and started just taking down the best players on the planet, even though she was not one of them at the time. That's who she is. She's very unpredictable, but also that works on the other side, is that she's very unpredictable. So she could play poorly. She could play bad and struggle, which she did last week against players that you wouldn't expect. So, yeah. Krejcikova is a very scary player when she's on, but that's what we'll find out in the first few games if she's on. Because if she's not on, that's where Eala's going to win. Because if Eala has been, Eala played so well last week in the bad conditions, the wind, if she can play, she doesn't have to play in the wind today. Today there's no wind. So today she should be able to hit in a much cleaner environment, which is good for her. But again, it kind of comes down to what Krejcikova is going to, which Krejcikova shows up, Anyway, Sinner, 3-0. He's going to serve. But yeah, Krejcikova is very, very dangerous when she's playing well. There's a forehand from Sinner into the forehand of Nardi, and Sinner volleys it away, and it's too good. All right, here we go. Eala to serve first. I've got Eala in 3. Let's see how Krejcikova looks. Defending champion versus the new kid on the block, and she is going to be nervous, Eala, because it's her first match at Wimbledon, and she's playing the defending champion on center court. I mean, that's welcome to Wimbledon. It's her first Wimbledon main draw. She played the qualies, I think, last year, but main draw. She hits the ball out. It's love 15. As Eala serves again. A fault, second serve. And the thing with Krejcikova is she doesn't hit the ball as hard on the returns, but she has pinpoint accuracy, which is her returns are dangerous in a different way to someone like an Ostapenko. As Eala hits a lovely winner down the line, 15-0. All right, 30 love Sinner. Fritz is coming on after Sinner's match. All right, 30 love. Musetti and Basilashvili are playing as well. We'll keep an eye on that result. Sinner with an ace, 40 love. As Eala serves into the forehand of Krejcikova, return the nets. 30-15. 30-15. 40 love for Sinner. Vondi lost first year as defending champion, yeah, but Vondi last year was in, like, she came in with a bad injury that she got a couple of weeks earlier, that forced her to end up ending her season, which is why she drops down the ranking so low. As Krejcikova chips it back, but it's wide, and Eala gets a 40-15. There's going to be nerves for Krejcikova as well, because, like I said, she's played 6 matches this year. She is the defending champion. There is an expectation. And she's playing someone that is very dangerous, that has beaten multiple Grand Slam champions, right? So Krejcikova's got to be nervous as well. Not knowing what to expect from Eala, not knowing what to expect from herself, right? 40-15. Sinner holds, by the way, 4-3. Serve to the backhand of Krejcikova. Backhand from Eala goes wide, and it's 40-30. 40-30. Maya Joint's going to play as well. Yeah, she's playing right now against Samsonova, which is a terrible matchup. The Aussies have been, I mean, we've been decimated this week. But Joint's playing later, I think. Samsonova is no joke. As Eala serves a fault, second serve. By the way, Musetti serving for the second against Basilashvili. Second serve, Eala. Into the backhand of Krejcikova. Backhand of Eala to the forehand of Krejcikova. As Eala backhand again. Into the forehand of Krejcikova. Eala backhand down the line is too good. And Krejcikova watches it go past. One love Eala. Solid first game. 6 Aussies playing at the same time earlier. Yeah, that's crazy. Aussies got tough matchups. I know. We got so... Even de Minaur. I mean, de Minaur, his draw is tough. So even if he does get to the third round, it's like, oh, God. Like, he's our best hope, but he might not... He's got to play Djokovic early. I mean... Yeah, Australia got screwed this Wimbledon. All right. First game goes to Eala. And Nardi's trying to level in this first set. He's held his own, though, Nardi. By the way, chat, yesterday, Pirikar, Pechi Pirikar, I rewatched it. The third point of the match, he hit the biggest serve of all time at a Grand Slam. The third point. But Fritz won the point. So it's like Kobe scoring 81, but then, you know, the team loses. It's like, well, if you hit the biggest serve in the world, but then you biggest serve of all time at a Grand Slam, but then you lose the point, does it count? 15-all. I mean, Fritz should get the credit for that, right? He returned the biggest serve of all time at a Wimbledon, and he won the point. I mean, that should be noted. It should be an asterisk. Biggest serve, but he lost the point. All right, first serve's a fault, second serve. By the way, he served the second and third and fourth biggest serves like after that anyway. So he was serving 150s multiple times. They'll be coming on soon, by the way. All right, double fault from Nardi, 15-30, and Krejcikova 30 love. The Fritz match is still going. It finishes today. They've got to play one set today. All right, 30 love Krejcikova. Backhand return from Sinner goes in the forehand of Nardi. Sinner to the forehand of Nardi. Nardi just goes down the line. Great shot. 30-all as Krejcikova with a good serve. 40 love. I feel like the curfew is going to be in effect tonight as well. That Zverev match, I do not hold hope for that match to be quick. Zverev's matches never go quick. And they've got 2 to 3 sets left. I would be shocked if that match gets done within an hour. 30 love. 30-all as Nardi tries to level, but he double faults. No, he served a first serve fault. 40 love for Krejcikova. All right. Sorry, make that 40-15. As Nardi serves. There's a double fault. 30-40. Sinner with a break point. Musetti won the second. Nice. All right, Krejcikova 40-15. Again, don't forget to subscribe. Can we get to 500 likes on both streams by the end of the first sets? That would be crazy. Backhand from Krejcikova to the front of Eala. Eala hits it long. And it's 1-1. Now, chat, this is something also we need to kind of mention. Most of last week, probably up until maybe the final 2 matches, Eala was the underdog. And probably when she played Gracheva and Joint, she was the favorite. Maybe not against Joint. Maybe she was the... no, Joint would have been the favorite. Maybe she was the underdog there. But today, she was a slight favorite. And there's a massive expectation, I think, that this could be a win for her. Is that going to play on her mind? Is she gonna? Do we have to worry about that from a mental point of view? That she's kind of... A lot of people are expecting her to beat Krejcikova. Like, this is... If she was playing somebody in the top 10 that was in good... If she was playing somebody else, you'd go, But Krejcikova's... Right now, it's a good opportunity to play Krejcikova. Nardi gets broken with a fault. A couple of double faults. Oh, no, he didn't. Sorry, I lied. It's advantage Sinner. Whoops. Hey, quiet down. Advantage Sinner. Not yet. I thought it was 30-40. I looked away for 2 seconds. They played 3 points. Now it's advantage Sinner. Now he's going to be at the break. Watch. 15 love here. Crowd's going wild for no reason. Oh, ace down the tee. I lied. Whoops. Chat, you think I know what I'm doing at this point. All right, deuce. Eala serves again. Into the backhand of Krejcikova. Return goes in the backhand of Eala. Krejcikova slice. That's the change up for her as we get a 4 down the stretch from Krejcikova, but it's in the net. Nice hitting from Eala. 30 love. Nardi trying to avoid a break that I've already awarded to Sinner because I missed a point. 4 goes down the line of the backhand of Sinner. Backhand now from Nardi. Again to the backhand of Sinner. Nardi backhand. Again the backhand of Sinner. Over hits it. All right. Sinner losing on his patience a little bit there. All right. Advantage Nardi. Serve out wide from Eala is a fault. Second serve. Krejcikova stepping in. She double faults Eala. And it's 30-15. Sinner returns the forehand of Nardi. Sinner on the stretch. In the net. Nardi holds. 4-4. Nice hold from Nardi. Saves a couple of break points. All right. 4-4. 38 minutes played, by the way. All right, 4-4. As Krejcikova makes another error. 40-15, Eala. To take the lead again. The sun's come out, by the way, on this hot day in the UK. All right, 40-15. There's a bit of fault from Eala. Second serve. Second serve. Into the forehand of Krejcikova. Back and Eala goes long. 40-30. Now Krejcikova, I think, had a back issue. Was that somebody... Can someone confirm? Cam, your eye bags are showing from lack of sleep. Thanks for covering all the matches. $40-15, 40-30. Was it a thigh issue? Was it? Okay. I thought she had a back issue. Who am I thinking of? Backhand. I'm thinking of Badosa. Backhand now goes into the forehand of Eala. And Eala hits a wide, we get the deuce. I wish I worked at your job and I just rocked up to your work and go, hey, you look real ugly today. Have a good day. Oh, you look really tired. You look haggard. I see those eye bags. Lucky I'm not self-conscious. Deuce. As that return goes in the net from Krejcikova, 50 advantage Eala. Sinner 40 love, by the way. Now, as the return goes to backhand of Sinner. Nardi with a slice in the net and Sinner 5-4. Co-workers do that to me all the time. Well, That sucks. Or it's great. I don't know. All right, serve to the forehand of Krejcikova. Return goes into the back of Eala. Krejcikova forehand. Into the back of Eala. Krejcikova forehand again. To the back of Eala is Krejcikova. Hits a forehand winner. I tell you, Krejcikova's... I mean, her forehand is just... her game. It's just such a effortless, smooth game when it's on. Like, that forehand is such a big wind-up. And it doesn't look like she's hitting the ball hard at all. But it's so... When it works, it's just so... effortless. It's kind of like Mukova. Mukova has a similar style, right? Garcia had the same style, before she retired. That's sort of just effortless. Effortlessness, Anyways, back to deuce. Messi or Ronaldo? Bro, you're in the wrong conversation. This is tennis. As the return goes in the forehand of Eala. Forehand from Krejcikova is a cross-court winner. That forehand's working. Advantage, Krejcikova. Advantage, Krejcikova. Eala to serve. Yeah, Krejcikova's got a lot of slice backhand super. The good thing is with Eala, she's played players that have done that. As Eala hits the forehand to the slice of Krejcikova, there's that slice. Backhand down the line. Krejcikova with a pass. Eala with a half volley pickup. And Krejcikova puts up a lob. And it goes in. Remember, Krejcikova was the #1 doubles player. It has multiple slams in doubles as well. So coming to the net is going to be risky because Krejcikova knows how to pass and lob. And she breaks 2-1 in the first set. Krejcikova is an all-round player. She's got every shot. It's just that she's probably a bit rusty because she hasn't played much tennis. All right, love 15 here, Sinner. As Nardi serves a fault, second serve. When are they resuming yesterday's games? It's coming up after these two matches. They're coming up. Sinner returns it back into Nardi, into the forehand of Sinner. Sinner in the net, 15 all. Sinner, by the way, making some silly errors. 15 all. 15 all. Krejcikova looks strong today. Yeah. She looks... I mean, if she starts to get that forehand working, it's going to be scary. All right, 15 all. Serve is a let by Nardi. That's with a serve again. Down the tee to the backhand of Sinner. Nardi with a drop shot in the net. 15-30. Here's a chance for Sinner to take this first set. $15-30. All right, Krejcikova with the break, 2-1. But remember, Eala in Miami got broken a lot, but she broke back a lot. Getting broken for Eala is not the worst thing. I'm sure she'll get chances to come back as Sinner hits a lovely forehand winner down the line. 15-40, Sinner with 2 set points. As Eala backhand on the stretch goes into the forehand of Krejcikova. Eala backhand again. Cross-court winner from Eala. All right, love 15. Love 15. And Sinner's got 2 set points. I tell you, chat, he's starting to look scary, Sinner. That was a scary stare. As the return goes short, drop shot is too good by Nardi. It's 30-40, one saved. $30-40. Also, Krejcikova backhand into the forehand of Eala, who hits a drop shot. Okay. Krejcikova gets there, but it's in the net. Love 30. All right. Good change up by Eala. Love 30. All right. Set point number 2 for Sinner as Nardi serves a fault. Second serve. Second serve is a let. Would Swiatek prefer to play Towson or Raducanu? Towson. All right, 30-40. The backhand return now from Sinner into the forehand of Nardi. Into the backhand of Sinner. Nardi backhand on the stretch. Goes into the forehand of Sinner as Nardi goes again to the forehand of Sinner. Into the forehand of Nardi on the stretch. Sinner goes down the line for a winner. There it is. Sinner 6-4. Woo. Okay. Okay. Wasn't easy, but Sinner doesn't... I mean, he does sometimes come out here and wreck players, but then sometimes he just does the routine thing where he just gets a break and wins. Like, he just goes one break, break, and then 3 sets over. And maybe because he's playing against an Italian, he's probably like, yeah, I don't want to beat you 6-love. Or don't want to do that. Not to my friend. Anyways, 15-30. Krejcikova in trouble. Eala trying to break back. He's got a forehand from Krejcikova. That's a shank. And it's 15-40. Eala to get the break straight back. All right. Sinner, by the way, 11 winners, 9 errors, so not the cleanest match for him in the first set. Didn't face a break point, though, and served 5 aces, so his serve is working. Nardi, 8 winners, 13 errors, and only got broken once, but had to face a lot of break points. 6 break points in total. All right, return goes short into the forehand of Krejcikova. She hits it straight to Eala, as Krejcikova forehand again. Eala's in the rally. Krejcikova with a forehand again inside out. Eala on the stretch. Goes wide, and it's 30-40. Krejcikova saves 1. $30-40. To get back on serve, Eala. As Krejcikova serves. A fault. Second serve. Second serve. It's a double fault, I think. Yeah. All right, double fault. Krejcikova gives the break straight back. Yeah, unfortunately, the Swiatek match is clashing with these 2 matches. So I'll tell you this: if you want to, I want to watch Swiatek as well. Trust me. But we need Musetti match to go 5 sets, so then we can watch her. Because unfortunately, because of yesterday and also because of these 2 matches being first on center court, we've got to. I can't watch 3 matches at once. I can't do it. It's because then if I mean, what do you want me to put a Swiatek scoreboard on the screen and we don't watch it? Like, I don't want to do 3 matches at once. 3 matches at once, it's not good. So hopefully either Sinner wins easy, like Sinner wins quickly, or Krejcikova Eala finishes quickly, or we can the Pegula match was supposed to be longer than an hour. That's why the scheduling conflict has happened. By the way, chat, we watched 7 matches yesterday, and we're probably going to watch 8 today, so I'm doing my best. 15-all. Tell Wimbledon not to put all the matches on at the same time. As that goes out by Eala, 15-all. But once we get through these matches here, we'll be able to figure out the schedule better. All right, 15-all. It's Sinner 30-15, first game of the second. Thank you, Chad. Appreciate it. Cam, are those glasses prescription, or are you just attempting to look smart for the ladies? What? 30-15. You obviously weren't here at the start of the stream when I said lock in. Nardi in the net, 40-15. As Krejcikova hits a forehand wide. It's 30-15 Eala. $40-15. Sinner to take the lead in the second. By the way, joint just started as well. Sinner holds, 1-love. As Eala gets a 40-15. Also, Zhang is hanging on to the first set. Mukov is about to start. Kecmanovic and Mikkelsen are going the distance. Bublik is up a break in the second. All right. Milena. Thank you for the $10.
For another long shift. Thanks. Greetings from Prague.
No worries. Thank you. Eala holds 3-2. No worries. Thank you for the 10, and thank you, Pia, for the $2 as well.
Thanks again for covering Alex. Rooting for Alex.
No worries. Thank you for the donation. Okay. 3-2. Eala gets back in front. All courts should start at 11 a.m., especially if there's 11 p.m. curfew. I agree. After, I mean, look. I mean, yesterday kind of highlighted the obvious, but if there's two solutions, right? One, start earlier, or two, get rid of the curfew. There's no way you're getting rid of the curfew. As somebody who worked in an industry, when you had to deal with the council regulations, they do not budge. The council will not budge. The curfew will stay, and it has to go through so much red tape, so many people. I mean, it will never, ever get taken away. The curfew is never going to get taken away. By the way, the reason why they can't break the curfew is because they get fined massive amounts of money. I don't know how much it is, but if they break that curfew, so if they go 1 minute over 11 o'clock, they will get penalized with fines. So Wimbledon don't need that smoke, right? Not to mention you're going to piss off the neighborhood, and then, and by the way, chat, you got to remember as well, I know we're getting a little political here, but you got to also remember that Wimbledon are trying very hard to extend the tournament into the old golf course. And already, the local residents don't want that. They're pissed off enough as it is. They don't want the new extension. So Wimbledon are trying to play nice already to try and get that approved, which has been denied, I think, already, but they're trying to get it redone. So they're already in the bad books of the locals. They don't want to piss them off by going 5 minutes over the curfew or even going near the curfew, right? I mean, they're already not having a good time. So you got to think there's bigger things at play here. They're trying to get an extended renovations for the tournament and bigger grounds, which they're struggling to get. So they can't break the curfew, and they can't try and they're not going to push the rules because they're trying to get something approved. And if you start breaking the rules, then that's never going to get approved, and then they're never going to extend the tournament and blah 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 blah. So there's a couple of things at play. Now, the first option I mentioned is start earlier. There's nothing wrong with starting earlier. The tournament can start earlier. As Sinner gets the break, 2-love. You can't move the curfew, you can't break the curfew, but you can start earlier. Obviously not 6 a.m., but you can start at 11 a.m. So Wimbledon, and I don't know if it's because of tradition or if they've got any broadcast obligations, if there's something that's why they don't start earlier, but they can't move the curfew, but they can start earlier. Or they, at least, starting earlier is an easier option, it seems. It might be easier. It'll definitely be easier than moving a curfew that is never going to move. All right, Krejcikova double faults, by the way. Eala trying to get this break here, 30-all. Sinner up a set and a break already. As a return goes in the net by Eala, 40-30. So yeah, so just a couple of things to keep in mind, the curfew isn't just like a self-imposed, Wimbledon rule. It's not a tradition. It's a lot bigger than that. As a return goes in the forehand of Krejcikova, and that goes out by Krejcikova, and we get to deuce. Krejcikova's making some errors here. Candy.
I was kidding about your Ibex cam. Buying you coffee as peace offering.
Fine.
Thanks again for covering Alex's matches, big or small.
Thank you, Candy, for the 5. You don't need to donate. It's fine. I was just joking. 40 love Sinner, by the way, but thank you for the 5, and I will buy a coffee at the end of this tournament, and I appreciate that. You don't need a peace offering, though. It's fine. 40 love. Sinner to go to 3 love, and Krejcikova trying to level this first set. As Krejcikova serves. Into the back of Eala. 4 now from Krejcikova. Into the front of Eala. Great inside-out winner from Eala. And it's break point for Eala. By the way, is that Kate Blanchett in the house? Nice. She's in movies. Great shot from Eala. Sinner gets the 3 love. Advantage Eala to break. Krejcikova was up 2-1 with a break as Krejcikova forehand into the back of Eala. And Eala hits a winner. No nerves now. Eala is ready. 4-2. Eala is set to play. All right. 4-2 up with the break. The nerves have definitely steadied. All right. Sinner with a break. 3 love in the second. By the way, Darren Cahill is roasting in that sunshine. That is a hot day out there, and he is getting roasted. It is too hot for being outside. Anyways, 4-2. Eala with the break. Solid start. Now, as that goes out by Eala, and it's love 15. Love 15. Nardi better make peace offering here, or he's going to get boat raced. I don't know what any of that meant. I'm sure it was totally legitimate. All right, return goes in the forehand of Sinner. 4 now from Nardi. Into the slice of Sinner. As Nardi goes down the line for a winner. Clean hitting from Nardi, who, by the way, is not wearing a hat. On this hot day, it's crazy. That is crazy. Ugh. It's 33 degrees in London right now. I'm indoors, and I still wish I was a lizard. I guess that made sense, I guess. That's confusing. 4-4 rally. As Sinner gets the point, 15-0. I think I'm an idiot, so that confused me. As Eala backhand into the front of Krejcikova. Eala backhand again to the front of Krejcikova. To the back of Eala. And Eala hits another winner. Krejcikova's just playing a little too safe. 30-15. Holy shit, there was a guy wearing like a full suit. That guy's got to be sweating bullets. All right, beautiful shot from Eala. Yeah, Krejcikova's playing safe. She is not trying to go for winners. She's just waiting for Eala to make an error, which is a silly idea. Sinner gets a slice. And then a lovely backhand down the line from Nardi, 30-15. As Eala serves the fault second serve. Eala's parents in the house. Her mum either has a really big earring or an earpiece. I don't know what that is. It looked like an earring. Or it was maybe headphones. As Eala puts it in the net. And it's 30-all. Really hope Nole wins 25 here at Wimbledon. Yeah. I mean, he said his best chance is probably at Wimbledon. As Nardi puts away the volley, 40-15. Serve to the backhand of Krejcikova. Eala forehand to the front of Krejcikova, who hits an inside-out winner. 30-40. Krejcikova with the winner. Now, if the heat... I'm pretty sure the heat rule is in place. If it gets to a third set for the ladies, they will have a 10-minute break between the second and third sets if both players want one, or if one of the players want one. In the men's matches, it's after the third set. So if we do get a fourth set in the men's match, they have an option to have the 10-minute break as the heat rule. Again, I'm not sure if it's in effect. I wish they kind of just showed it, like heat rule in effect, on the screen somewhere, but they don't. They just kind of, it just depends. Because yesterday, again, the heat rule was in effect, but not everyone took the heat rule. As Krejcikova hits it out, and it's deuce. Now we get to deuce. Now it's Krejcikova looking at a second serve from Eala. Serving the forehand, Krejcikova. Return goes back into Eala. Krejcikova forehand down the line. Eala on the stretch. Into the back into Krejcikova. Is Eala forehand down the line. Krejcikova in trouble with a slice. Goes long and Eala gets to advantage. By the way, the winner of the Krejcikova-Eala match, for those wanting to know, will play either Rus or Dollarhide. So if it is Eala who gets the win, you got to like her chances of making to the third round. Can there be a joint Eala rematch at Wimbledon? I don't think it can be until like the semi-finals. Because they're both in different quarters of the draw. Joint has to get through Gauff and Raducanu and Swiatek possibly to get to the semi-finals. And Eala has to get through Navarro and Andreeva to get to the semis possibly too. So it can only be a semi-final rematch, which would be kind of incredible if it happened. But I'm not going to be, especially not with Joint, because Joint's got a tough match today. I don't think Joint's going to get through today, to be honest. I'm a little worried. She's already done a break. 5-2 Eala. Plus, like all those players I mentioned, right? You got Gauff, you got Raducanu, you got Swiatek, you've got Andreeva, Navarro. I mean, they're all killers. All right. 30-15. Sinner with the break in the second. He's up a set as well. By the way, Bublik's at 1-set-all against Munar. And Musetti Basilashvili are 3-all in the third at 1-set-all. And there's a tie-break final set between Mikkelsen and Kecmanovic. Would really like to see Eala versus Navarro. That would be a great matchup. That would be a really fun matchup. All right. 30-15. Serve to the backhand of Nardi. Return goes out. 40-15. Sinner to go to 4-1 in the second. Did I enter the Nothing Major Bracket Challenge? No. I don't keep up to date with anything. I'm going to listen to a lot of things after Wimbledon. Like Andy Roddick's interviews with Andre Agassi and Darren Cahill. I haven't heard them. I've just not had the time or the mental energy. I watched a podcast today about building cars. Like I'm not there to watch tennis for 12 hours and listen to people talk about tennis for 6 hours and then try and sleep. After Wimbledon, when there's lack of tennis, I'll listen to all those things. Because I've heard it's great. Like I've heard the Andre Agassi interview is great and I really want to listen to it, but I'm just not I'm too locked into what we're doing right now that I can't focus on anything else. Other than listening to Tim Allen talk about building a car. All right, 40-30. His return goes into the back end of Sinner. No, Nardi hit it long. All right, 4-1. Sinner with the break in the second. Krejcikova serving to stay in the set. I like Nothing Major podcast hilarious as well, but again, I just don't have the mental strength to listen to the draw and listen to we do that here. You know what I'm saying? I already know who's playing who. I already know the matches and stuff. And I didn't even know they were doing a bracket challenge. I might have joined it otherwise, but as the return goes wide by Eala, 30-15. $30-15. $30-15. As Krejcikova serving to stay in the set. $30-15. Serving to the back of Eala. Return goes to Krejcikova, who hits it long. And Eala's got 30-all. Danger again for Krejcikova. Krejcikova's just making too many forehand errors. It was working when she got the break, which is what's so strange, is that she was hitting nice shots. That's a good forehand winner there from Krejcikova. I'm surprised Krejcikova's not coming to the net more, but maybe she just doesn't have that confidence in doing it yet. You know, maybe she's just not quite ready to come to the net, even though she's very capable. All right, 40-30. By the way, Chad, if you do want to join now, we have a bracket. We might do a bracket challenge thing in the future, more of a serious one, as that goes out by Krejcikova. Join our group. We do have a big group over on in the bracket challenge. So if you want to go check that out, you can. All right, Sinner with a break for 1. And then he hits a lovely slice on the stretch, and it's 15-30 as Krejcikova trying to make Eala serve for the set. Alex is down, bro. Going down, bro. She's winning. She's up 5-2. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, it's 4-1 from Krejcikova as a winner. Advantage Eala. I just joined in, and Eala is already way ahead. Is the defending champion still injured? I feel like the explanation is pretty simple at this point, as that goes in the net from Sinner 30. Really, the explanation is one player has played a lot more tennis than another player. That's what we're watching right now. And exactly what we thought when we came in to this match is happening at the moment. Krejcikova's played 6 matches. You know, she's pulled out of last week's tournament maybe because she played a couple of tough matches and she's tired. And she was tired and she wanted to re-energize for this. And Eala's been playing tennis all the time. Since Wimbledon, since the French, she's been playing more grass court tennis than anybody and winning. And that's what we're watching right now. 2 players that are in totally different form lines. And also match fitness as well. I don't think Krejcikova is... she's definitely rusty. And Eala is solid because she's got... and confident, right? So I don't think this is a surprising scoreline considering all those factors, right? As Krejcikova with a forehand cross court. Slice from Eala goes in the net. And it's advantage Krejcikova. I'd be more surprised if Krejcikova was like winning 6-1. But that would be a shock. You know? If Krejcikova was demolishing Eala, that would be a surprise. Considering the form line. All right, advantage Krejcikova. As she tries to keep this set alive. 4-1 from Krejcikova to the backhand of Eala. Eala with the backhand winner. Again, Krejcikova's not running for everything either because, again, she hasn't played enough. So she's not pushing herself to run down every ball. Lovely backhand win from Eala. We get the deuce. As we had a lovely ace there from Nardi, and he survives 4-2. Sinner with a set and a break. Serve out wide the backhand of Eala. 4-0 from Krejcikova down the line's a winner. Advantage Krejcikova. Advantage Krejcikova. Serve again. From Krejcikova. Nope. Change of mind. Krejcikova serves. Into the front of Eala. Good return. Krejcikova slices it down the line. Eala hits a backhand into the backhand of Krejcikova. To the front of Eala is Krejcikova with a forehand cross court. Eala backhand down the line winner. And Krejcikova again doesn't run for it. And Eala gets the deuce. All right, we get the deuce. Krejcikova just shaking the head as well. As a forehand, Krejcikova on the stretch goes long. Eala's got set point advantage. And Krejcikova's not happy. Advantage Eala. To take the first set. Advantage. Advantage Eala. As Krejcikova serves. Down the tee, the back of Eala. Return goes in the forward of Krejcikova, who hits a winner. And we'll get back to deuce. Yeah, anyone who is saying that Krejcikova's injured, she's not injured. She's definitely lacking matches, but she's not injured. All right, back to deuce. Krejcikova survives again. As we default second serve. Second serve, Krejcikova. Into the front of Eala. Back into Krejcikova is in the corner. Eala puts up a lob. It's going to go wide and advantage Krejcikova. All right. Sinner 40-15. 40-15. Sinner to go to 5-2 in the second. All right, Krejcikova serves again. Down the tee, the back end of Eala. Return goes off the tape to the front of Krejcikova. Hits it in the net. Back to deuce. Again, Eala just being more aggressive and more proactive. Whereas Krejcikova is just sitting there and just standing in the middle of the court and not really. I think she's just playing scared, Krejcikova, to be honest. I don't think she's made a couple of errors and she's just kind of stopped going for shots. All right, back to deuce. Sinner 5-2, by the way. All right, second serve, Krejcikova. Served on the tees and ace. All right, advantage Krejcikova. Because chat, if you're playing, right, if you're Krejcikova, right, and you're coming in here and you haven't played much tennis, you played 6 matches in 7 months, and you played 2 very tough matches last week, right, which were unexpectedly tough because she was playing unseeded players. If you're coming in against this player that you probably heard of because she's beaten Swiatek, she's beaten Penko, she's beaten big names, right? You're coming in against this player that you've never played, but she's been super scary. You're going to be nervous. And Krejcikova, definitely, as she holds 5-3, Eala's going to serve the set. If Krejcikova starts making some errors, she's going to start playing a little safer because she's a little scared that she don't want to give this match away by hitting errors, right? But the thing is, Eala is not giving away any errors on her racket. So to play safe against Eala is not going to work because Eala's not going to give you 100 errors. Eala's not as nervous as maybe Krejcikova expected her to be on the center court of Wimbledon as well. Maybe that was, maybe going, oh, she might give me some free points because she's nervous. Eala doesn't get nervous. She's been playing. She's ready for this. Eala serve for the set now. 5-3. As Eala serves into the backhand of Krejcikova. Return goes in the front of Eala. Krejcikova forehand to the backhand of Eala, who hits another winner. And now, because Eala's, maybe she was nervous in the first games, but now that Eala's settled in, she's going to start hitting winners. And she doesn't even have to hit the line to hit a winner because Krejcikova's not moving side to side. She's standing there just watching the ball, really. Again, maybe because she's a little worried. Maybe she's scared. Maybe she's hoping an error happens. But yeah, Krejcikova's not... This is not the Krejcikova that won Wimbledon, for sure. But also, who can blame her? She hasn't played... she hasn't played that much tennis. So she's... it must be some nerves going for her. Yeah, no, Krejcikova's not injured. Who's saying she's injured? I'm not saying that. Who's saying that in the chat? Someone in the chat saying that? Why are you yelling at me? Or are you yelling at someone in the chat? No, 15-0. As the backhand return goes into the net from Krejcikova. 30-15. Yeah, Krejcikova's not moving. Oh, chat's saying it. Okay. I was going to say, I haven't said injury. I said she wasn't injured. I'm agreeing. I don't think she is injured at all. I think she might be sore and tired from last week, but I don't think she's injured at all. As that's an easy winner by Eala, 40-15. Like this to me, it just looks like a classic case of lack of matches for Krejcikova because she's making silly choices with some of the shots as well. And Eala puts that away easily. Yeah, unprepared, not injured. Exactly. Yeah, unprepared is the word. If that is a word. In the net on the return. Nope, that's okay. It's called a fault. Late call, second serve. Nardi serving to stay in the set, by the way. 40-15. Eala to take the first set. Serve to the backhand of Krejcikova. Good return to the backhand of Eala. Krejcikova backhand cross court. Is a winner. And Eala will have to try again. First one saved. She has nothing to lose. Only to gain. Are you talking about Krejcikova or Eala? Eala for sure. All right, 40-30. Set point number 2. Serve to the front of Krejcikova. Return the net. Eala first set. 6-3. Very solid first set. But I want to see what the error count is for Krejcikova because she was making a lot of errors. And it was just a smart play from Eala. That's all she's got to do. She doesn't have to play ridiculously good tennis. She can just, if she's going to play someone who's going to make errors, she can just chill. We saw that against, Penko last week. We saw it against Yastremska last week. Eala doesn't have to hit 100 winners. If you win 6-3 by the other person hitting errors, you still win 6-3. You don't get any bonus points for hitting winners. So Eala's playing smart. All right. First set in the bag. All right, here we go. First set, by the way, Krejcikova, 9 winners and 19 errors. Eala hit 10 winners and 13 errors, but most of those errors were at the start of the match when things were, when she was probably a lot more nervous. But yeah, and the thing is, well, is Krejcikova is not Ostapenko, right? So Krejcikova is not going to come out and hit return winners. That's not her game. That's not how. She's not a big returner. She's a very good all-round player and she can hit great returns at times, but she's not you don't have to be as scared of the returns as someone like a Penko who, if you hit a bad return, she is going to smoke it, right? So Eala doesn't have that pressure on the serve. She's not serving great, Eala. Her serving stats could be a little bit better, but because Krejcikova is not hitting return winners, there's nothing to really worry about at the moment. So she's not as scary of a player to serve to, especially today. All right, Eala, first set in the bag. Krejcikova's going to serve first in the second, though. Sinner's trying to go up 2 sets to love. Pegula, Zhang, and Krejcikova, 3 upsets in a day. This isn't an upset. Pegula, yes. Zhang would be, yeah. But Krejcikova is not an upset. For all the reasons I mentioned in the last hour. You know? In fact, I think she technically was the underdog. As a return from Eala goes long. Oof. I tell you, Eala's going to start going for it now because she knows. She's like, well, I've got to sit in my pocket now. I can be a little bit more aggressive. But Zhang is down a set, by the way. So is Joint, which is a bit of a shame. But again, Samsonova is no joke. Nardi holds. Musetti and Basilashvili are possibly going to a tiebreak third set. For those asking. And Sinner's going to serve her a 2 sets to love lead. All right. Hey, Russell Crowe's in the house. 30 love. He's looking smart in that suit. All right, 30 love Krejcikova. Yeah, Pegula is out. As we serve out wide the backhand of Eala. Eala in the net. 40 love. As Nardi hits a nice slice. Sinner with the backhand down the line. Nardi with the pass is a winner. Love 15. All right, 40 love. Krejcikova first game. Russell Crowe looks fit. Yeah, apparently he's been slimming down. Good serving Krejcikova. 1 love in the second. Court 2 should be banned. That was a Kazakhstan match. She won. Oh, 1 love Krejcikova in the second. All right. Love 15. Nardi hits it out. 15-0. By the way, chat, let me know where you're watching from. I'm in Melbourne, Australia. It's 11:30 p.m. Let me know where you're watching from. Good serving from Sinner, 30-15. We got Prague, we got Iowa, Chile, Sweden, South Korea, Cincinnati, Pakistan. Krejcikova coming to the net, love 15. That's much better aggression from Krejcikova. That's what she needs to do. Sinner's got 40-15 to take the set. We've got New Zealand, Kentucky, Warsaw, Switzerland, Philippines, Pakistan, New York City, Sydney. All right, 40-15. Sinner serves out wide. Nardi in the net. Sinner 2 sets to love. All right, Jannik Sinner cruising at the moment. Love 30. Chance for Krejcikova to get the early break. She was up a break in the first, if you could believe it. She was up 2-1. Watching from Melbourne. Watching from Lebanon. We got Jersey, Singapore, India, Washington. We've got Virginia as well. Saudi Arabia. France. As we're serving to the corner. Krejcikova return is another winner. Maybe. I don't know. Eala thought it was wide, but Hawkeye said it was in. And it's love 40. Krejcikova. A couple of fortunate returns. I'm not going to lie. Those 2 down the lines were very close. If that goes out, it's not as impressive, but... All right, love 40. As lovely winner there from Eala, 15-40. All right, 15-40. Serve to the backhand of Krejcikova. Forehand from Eala. In the net, Krejcikova breaks. 2-love. All right, she had the break in the first, though, so nobody moved. All right, 2-love Krejcikova. Musetti lost the third. Well, if that goes 5, we can watch Swiatek. Let's go. Let's go. That's tracking for... We can watch Swiatek, maybe. I want to keep watching Swiatek. Anyways, return goes out by Eala, and it's 15-love. It's not a break unless you hold. That is true. All right, Nardi serving first in the third. Sinner is cruising in his match, which is a nice change from the madness of the last 48 hours, where everyone has just decided to play either horrible or play players that are inspired and get their ass kicked. So it's nice to watch the world number one just ease his way through this match without having to worry. Like, I'm not losing my voice today. And it's 15-0. As Krejcikova serves. There's a forehand from Sinner down the line, goes out, and it's 15-0 there. Oh, me. All right, Krejcikova serves a fault, second serve. Second serve. As we serve in the forehand of Eala. Great return, and Krejcikova can't slice it back. All right, 15-30. Eala to get the break straight back. 15-30. Sinner is making it look too easy. Well, it is. For him. So wait, Musetti didn't get to a tiebreak, did he? He got broken? Oh, shit, he did. He got broken before the tiebreak. That sucks. Linda!
Thanks for being there for my drive to the airport, then supposedly Wi-Fi on plane.
No worries, good luck. Hopefully there is Wi-Fi on the plane, because I feel like that's one of the great lies of our world is free Wi-Fi, and then you get on the plane and it's broken. It's always broken. All right, 15-40. The Wi-Fi is never working on the planes. First serve is a fault, second serve. Second serve. Krejcikova in trouble again. She serves the forehand of Eala, who winds up and hits it to the back of Krejcikova. Eala forehand again in the net, 30-40. Sinner with break points, 15-40. As he returns it into the forehand of Nardi. And Nardi, it's a lovely winner, 30-40. 30-40. Break point again for Eala. As Krejcikova serves out wide. Nice. All right, deuce. As Sinner also tries to get this break. Nardi forehand inside out. Sinner with the backhand on the stretch. Nardi forehand again to the backhand of Sinner. Into the backhand slice of Nardi. As Sinner forehand. Again to the backhand of Nardi. As Sinner with another backhand. Into the forehand of Nardi to the forehand of Sinner. As Nardi on the stretch. With a forehand from Sinner. Again to the forehand of Nardi. Sinner backhand slice. Nardi forehand again down the line as a winner. And he gets the deuce. Great rally from Luca Nardi. All right, we get to deuce. British players are saying, British commentators are saying that Eala reminds him of Leylah Fernandez. in the way she plays. I was going to say she kind of, on the grass, she looks like Kerber. But that's because she's a lefty. Return from Eala goes long and it's advantage Krejcikova. Like, I feel like, look, chat, we could name every lefty in the book because they're all left-handed and they all look the same when they're lefties. I feel like Eala, I think she should be more like Kerber than Fernandez. Kerber has Grand Slams and Kerber won on grass, right? But I guess they're making the comparison because they're both left-handed. Advantage for Krejcikova. She serves a fault second serve. Second serve. Also, Sinner with a chance to get the break. There's Eala in the net, and Krejcikova 3-love in the second. Russell Crowe in the house with his slicked back hair. One of Australia's great actors. What's that movie he's in where he's like a psycho and he's chasing the lady and the kid in the car? What's that movie called? Can't remember. I feel like I watched it recently too. What's that movie? It's a recent movie of his. And he's in Unhinged. That's it. Unhinged. Yeah. Unhinged. Obviously, Gladiators is great. I tell you what, chat. I love Cinderella Man. That's one of my favorite movies. Cinderella Man. What a great story, but he's great in that too. Apparently, smoked his way through that movie. Now,
good to see you cover SW19 Cam fan of yours.
No worries.
From Sydney here.
Thank you, Nell from Sydney. Appreciate the $20. All right, 3-love to Eala. And by the way, sorry, Krejcikova and Sinner broke. By the way, sorry, Sinner broke. Perfect name for a movie. Yeah, based on a true story. Oh wait, you're talking about Unhinged or you're talking about Cinderella Man? Unhinged. I don't know what that's based on. All right, 15-love Sinner. He's up 2 sets to love and a break. Just doing what everybody else couldn't. And that's win easily. Just doing it. Just doing the thing. All right, Eala's serving to get on the board here. Oh no, Basilashvili's up a break in the fourth. No, we're not ready for him to play. No, Musetti, hurry up and come back, damn it. We can't have Swiatek come on for at least another 2 hours. We need an hour and a half, at least 90 minutes. Because if Sinner wins this set and then Fritz and Pirika come on and play for 30 minutes or an hour, we need about an hour and a half. And then Swiatek can play so we can watch her. Anyways, good return from Krejcikova. Eala in the net, 15-0. Unless the Eala versus Krejcikova ends in the next hour, which I doubt it will. Unless the Eala comes back and wins this set, which she could definitely do. You're going to have to choose Eala or Swiatek. Definitely not going to choose between those two. It's more, do we choose between Fritz and Pirika and Swiatek? That's the big choice. It's Pirika, Fritz versus Swiatek. That's what it is. It's 4-4 rally. There's Krejcikova. Already has the break here and hits the ball into the corner. Up goes a lob by Eala. Krejcikova forehand cross-court winner. 15-30. 15-30. Chance for a double break here, Krejcikova. Sinner, by the way, 2-love. $15.30. Eala serves a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Nardi. Oh, did he overhit it? He did. Love 15. Krejcikova comes to the net with a smash. 15-40. Krejcikova is limiting those errors now, and look how different she looks. Krejcikova is playing a lot better than the first set. 15-40. Why did I have so much confidence in Musetti after on Musetti after injury. I don't know. I had no confidence in Musetti. That's why I picked him to lose in the first week. He had an injury. I mean, it's so hard to pick anyone who's got any sort of. Badosa was the same yesterday, right? Stop rabbiting and focus. What? 30-40. Damn, what are you talking about? All right, serving the back end. Krejcikova return goes to the backhand of Eala, and she hits a winner. We get the deuce. All right, we get the deuce. Also, Nardi's down love 30. And now he's down love 40. Berrettini was he injured? I think he might have been 2 weeks ago, maybe a couple weeks ago. All right, deuce. As the return goes out by Krejcikova, advantage Eala. Sinner gets the double break. 3-love. As Eala tries to hang on. Krejcikova hits a winner and we're back to deuce. Hey, what's going on, Parker Ash? How you doing? Thanks, Cam. Disney Plus, Hulu, ESPN offer packages. Very little coverage of Wimbledon. Really? That's a shame. All right, return goes into the backhand of Eala. Backhand Krejcikova to the front of Eala. Eala hits out. Advantage Krejcikova. Advantage Krejcikova. Will you watch Fritz Pirikar? I want to, but I don't know. We'll see. Whoever said stop rabbiting, I'd like to see you stream for 12 hours. Yeah. All right, advantage Krejcikova for the double break. Backhand return goes down the line. Krejcikova 4-love. Eala definitely taking the foot off the gas a little bit after that first set. And Krejcikova has noticed. Now we're back on serve. So we're 4-love up. We're almost back level. Sinner's dominating. And 3-love. He's got a double break. All right. Krejcikova with a 4-love lead. All right. Return goes out by Eala. 15-love. Vasilashvili's up 4-love. Thanks a lot, Musetti. God damn it. Thanks a lot. Pegula and Musetti are screwing the timetable up, chat. I mean, it sucks that they're losing, but they can't, just so we don't, we can't watch Fiontek now. 30-love. We just need Musetti to fight back from the death. Come on now. All right. 30-love as that goes out by Krejcikova. 30-15. Don't tell Cam that. Tell me what. My dad's friend was the announcer in Cinderella Man. Oh, that's cool. That's so cool. All right, return goes in the front of Krejcikova. Krejcikova hits it wide. 30-all. Bublik's up 2-1. All right, order restored. What DVDs did you get? No, I didn't leave the house today. I woke up and didn't go anywhere. 30-all. Lovely winner from Krejcikova. 40-30. All right, 40-30. Krejcikova for a 5-love lead. Also Sinner to go to 4-love. Serve out wide the front of Eala. Return the net. And Krejcikova 5-love. Much better from the Wimbledon champion. This is what tennis she can produce. That's why the first set was so surprising, because Krejcikova is not usually that, not usually playing that badly, but now she's playing proper. And now it's back on Eala. She's got to lift. She's got to start to lift again because Krejcikova's found her game. Do you think Eala is not playing as well as the first set? Krejcikova's playing better. I think both. Okay, let me just do this, right? We started this match. Krejcikova was a little bit better than Eala because of nerves. But then what happened was Krejcikova dropped and Eala rose a little bit. But what's happened in this set is maybe Eala, after the first set, kind of went, yay, I won the first set. Dropped a little bit because she had less pressure on her, right? She won the first set. But Krejcikova's gone way better. She's way better than the first set. Krejcikova's playing like she did at the start of the match when she got the break early. But now she's not dropping back down. She's up here. So now Eala's got to lift. I mean, that's the better strategy. Or she has to wait around for Krejcikova to drop the level, which is not a great strategy because if Krejcikova doesn't drop her level, then Eala's not going to come back. So Eala's got to lift. And what does that mean? She's got to make Krejcikova run. She's got to make Krejcikova move. That's what was so effective in the first set. Making Krejcikova move because... and not letting Krejcikova be the aggressor, which is what's been happening. 5-love, Krejcikova. I love 40, by the way. Sinner to go 5-love. I mean, chat, did anyone tell Jannik Sinner that everybody else is losing? If you're a seeded player in danger, did anyone tell Sinner this? They obviously didn't because he is kicking everybody's ass. Or he's kicking ass unlike everybody else. All right, love 40, Sinner. Nardi serves out wide. Sinner returns it into the forehand of Nardi, and Nardi puts it away. 15-40. 15-40. All right, Krejcikova trying to go for a bagel, but Eala's trying to avoid that. By the way, chat, I said this in the last match with Maya Joint for Eala. Serving first in the third is very important, especially in this match against Krejcikova, because Krejcikova was serving first in the second and got that early lead. Eala has to hold to make Krejcikova serve for the set. Sinner's got a 5-love lead as Krejcikova gets the point, 15-all. Serving first in the third is going to probably matter a lot for Eala. Because again, if you go down 1-love and then you're serving second the entire time in that final set, that is not, especially when Krejcikova, if she does break, she's going to be up 6-love and it's going to be even worse, right? All right, 15-all. Do the grass courts warm-ups even matter? See, that's a good question. I was asking myself that when Pegula lost. I'm like, does grass court, the players that don't play the grass court warm-ups still make finals. Look at Djokovic, right? Played 0 matches, he played an exhibition match, makes the final. You just go, what's the point in playing? What's the point, chat? What is the point? As Krejcikova backhand into the forehand of Eala. Krejcikova with a forehand cross-court. Eala's got there with a backhand, and she overhits it. 30-all. So yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, so wait, does grass court, Alcaraz wins Queen's Club and nearly loses first round, right? Pegula wins bad on Berg, loses first round today. Fritz wins 2 titles, he's into a 5th set today, right? I mean, all the players that have been doing well have lost, and all the players that haven't even played, like Sinner, he played 1 match on grass, or 2 matches on grass, and now easily getting through. It's like, well, does it matter? What's the point in playing grass court tennis before Wimbledon? I think there's a couple of things they should do. It's either extend the grass season to longer, so it actually gives players a legitimate chance to get ready for it. And a grass Masters was kind of force players to do that, I guess. Or just like make the grass season 4 weeks, make it less, because it's like, what's the point? Why do we have 3 weeks of grass? Sinner hitting a tweener. Why would he do that? Because he can. He's the world number 1, and he lost the point. 15-all. Sinner just hitting a tweener mid-point like Kyrgios. Okay. So yeah, like I think two things, like they're the two things. You either make less grass tennis because it doesn't matter if you have 3 or 4, 2 weeks, right? Or you extend the grass season to longer so that we actually get, like the players actually get some sort of form. Eala holds, by the way, 5-1 Krejcikova. Because I'm sure that, I haven't heard the press conference, but the fact that Pegula had to play the week before a slam might have had something to do with her losing today. Now, she was in great form, but also she had to play a week before a slam, which the top 10 players usually don't do. So do you get an extra week of grass? So then there's 4 weeks of grass, and the best players in the world have 2 chances before Wimbledon to get form? Because at the moment, it's like 1 week in the middle where, Sabalenka and Gauff tried, they played against they played in Berlin, right? I feel like 4 weeks before Wimbledon is it should be a thing. Or you just go back to 2 weeks before Wimbledon because clearly nothing matters. Like, who cares? 3 weeks, this is an awkward number. It gives everyone like 1 chance unless you want to get tired before Wimbledon, Anyway, Sinner's got match points. He ain't tired. Krejcikova's at 15-all trying to get to a third. All right, 40-15. Sinner serves. Match points. Serve to the backhand. Nardi misses it. And Sinner wins. Carnage. Sinner said, nah, not me, not today. Everybody else can lose. Everybody else can have 5-setters. Jannik Sinner solid as a rock. All right. Sinner takes the match in straights. And very quickly, too. Eala, by the way, trying to break back. As Krejcikova slices it back into the form of Eala. Eala with the drop shot off the tape. Winner. 15-30. All right. GG's. Jannik Sinner cruising to victory. Easy as that. Didn't even face a break point. Correct. He did not. He faced no break points either. All right. 15-30 here as Krejcikova serves the backhand of Eala. Krejcikova forehand to the backhand of Eala on the stretch. Krejcikova down the line, forehand. Eala gets there but puts it wide. And it's 30-all. Extend the grass season or get rid of it. Yeah. I get tradition, but sometimes shit just gets old. Yeah. See, John, I think it's not even get rid of it because Wimbledon's never going to be, you're always going to have Wimbledon, but either get it, I think it's either got to be 4 weeks or 2 weeks because it doesn't seem to make a difference if it's 3 weeks. 30-all. He's going to serve down the tee. Krejcikova an ace. All right. Krejcikova to take the second. Musetti cooked. Oh my God. Fuck. God, not doing us any favors. Swiatek's match is on 20 minutes. Yeah, we're not going to watch it now. Because we're watching Pirikar versus Fritz. Chat, we might have to abandon that match maybe. Anyways, good return from Eala. We get to deuce. It's either we watch Pirikar Fritz or we watch Swiatek. One or the other, chat. Which one should we do? I really want to watch the end of Pirikar Fritz, but I really want to watch Swiatek as well. So it's up to you, chat. You make it. You make a choice. All right, serve from Krejcikova at deuce. I'll tell you what we will do. If we watch Pirikar Fritz and that match ends quickly, we will go straight to Swiatek, but we might be there a little bit late. We can do that. That's option 3. And I think option 3 might be the option. Because I want to watch Swiatek too. But if Swiatek wins easily, then we didn't miss much anyway. Back into the net from Krejcikova, advantage Eala to get one of the breaks back. All right. I think what we'll do is we have to finish Pirikar Fritz. And then we'll watch Swiatek after that. Because Pirikar Fritz could be over in like 30 minutes. Serve to the forehand of Eala. Return goes back into Krejcikova. Eala backhand. Into the forehand of Krejcikova in the net. No, it's over. And now they're coming to the net, Eala. And then Krejcikova passing shot. Okay. Krejcikova hanging in. We get back to deuce. All right, first things first, though. If you want to keep on watching this Eala versus Krejcikova match, make sure you jump on over here. We're going to merge the streams just to make it easier and make a decision on what's going to go on in the next one. But nice win by Jannik Sinner. Super simple, super straightforward. And he takes it in straight sets against Nardi. As Eala returns into the backhand slice of Krejcikova. Eala backhand down the line. Krejcikova slice again. Into the forehand of Eala as Krejcikova slice on the stretch again. Eala with the drop shot. Too good. Advantage Eala. But great win by Jannik Sinner amongst all the carnage that's been going on. He stays strong and steady. And he's into the second round. We'll watch him in a couple of days. All right. So yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll chuck on Fritz Pirikar because I want to finish that. But then we'll go to Swiatek. Unless Swiatek's like double bageled by then, which could happen. I think that might be the best strategy. Otherwise, I mean, it's just a shit situation as Eala breaks back. One of the breaks back, 5-2. Now, Krejcikova being up 5-love doesn't mean anything. We've seen that before. With plenty of players been up 5-love and losing, so it ain't over. All right. Eala serving to stay in the set again. Now, the problem is if she gets broken here, serving second in the third is not ideal. Imagine last year's champion going out this early. I'm going to be honest. I don't think this is as big as a surprise as anybody. I don't think it's a surprise. Like Krejcikova losing today is not it's not a shock. The defending champion lost last year as well, so... Bublik standing on business. Yeah, he's hanging on. Sinner not overcomplicating things. Yeah, he cruised. Well, the other option is Eala coming back and winning this set in time for the Swiatek match. Maybe. By the way, Zverev plays after this, and then Djokovic. So we've got Djokovic coming up later, and then I'm not sure what we're going to watch later. Court 2 is cursed? I don't think Court 2 is cursed today. I mean, Pegula definitely, but I don't think Musetti losing is not a surprise. Musetti losing should not be a shock. He hasn't played. And he's been injured. So, again, I would not be surprised at all. All right, Eala serving to stay in the set. She's had to serve to stay in it already. She hits that one out, love 15. Tiafoe's in the top 10. Love that. Love that for Big Foe. All right, love 15. Krejcikova. Excuses for Musetti. God, some of you get so repetitive. Saying that somebody didn't play any tennis on grass and that he literally was injured at Roland Garros and then saying that it was an excuse. Yeah. If an excuse is a legitimate reason, then yeah. Like, do some homework, buddy. You know, like, do some homework, bro. 15-all. As the return goes in the forehand of Eala. Slice from Krejcikova. Into the forehand of Eala is Krejcikova backhand. Eala volley. Krejcikova forehand pass. It's too good. All right, 15-30. $15.30. Oh man, my eyes are hurting. 15:30. Seven to the forehand of Krejcikova. Return goes in the forehand of Eala. Krejcikova with a forehand down the line. That's a winner. 15-40. This is bad for Eala. Hopefully, we'll find out if we go to a third that it's not the reason why. But like I said, serving first in the third is massive. And maybe it wouldn't have been the worst thing that she had lost 6-1 and then started serving. We'll find out, though, if we do go to this third. Eala serves. Down the tee, the back of Krejcikova. Return goes in the back of Eala. Drop shot is good. Krejcikova gets there, but it's in the net. 30-40. 30-40. One saved. 30-40. What's going on, Elaine? How you doing? Ace out wide from Eala. Oh, we get the deuce. Nice work from Eala. We get the deuce. As Eala serves again. Into the back end of Krejcikova. Return goes in front of Eala. Krejcikova backhand. Goes long. Advantage Eala. Advantage Eala. To take another game. This is good momentum going into a third if she does end up having to go to a third. As we just serve out wide the back end of Krejcikova. Good return to the front of Eala. Krejcikova forehand again to the front of Eala. Into the back end of Krejcikova. As Eala forehand down the middle. Krejcikova forehand goes down the line, but it's going to go wide. And it's far. Oh no, it's in. I thought the umpire said game. Hello? I guess I'm deaf. That was on the line. And we get back to deuce. We get back to deuce. Who will win this match? I said Eala in 3, and I stick by that. First serve, the fault, second serve. Second serve. Into the corner, Krejcikova. Good return winner. Krejcikova's got another set point to take us to a third. There's been a few shots that Krejcikova's hit the line with. She just has a little bit extra topspin that is deceiving, but hits the line, and when you don't think it's going to hit the line. All right, set point again. First serve, the fault, second serve. Second serve. Into the back end of Krejcikova. Good return. The front of Eala hits it wide. All right. Chat, how important was breaking to win the set for Krejcikova? We'll see in the final set. But Eala and Krejcikova are going 3. All right. 1.5 hours played, by the way. Krejcikova will serve first in the third. Don't ruin the streak. Yeah, please don't put the scores in the chat. It's really annoying. I'm too tired to deal with this shit today. Please just don't break the rules. Well, we have some guidelines in the chat to make the chat good for everybody. Please don't ruin it. All right, Krejcikova breaks, wins a set. We're going 3. We've got Pirikar taking on Fritz hopefully in a little bit as well. So we'll get that sorted. And then we'll also put on Swiatek versus... we'll get to that later, unless she wins easily. We'll get to Swiatek as well. Sorry, the Swiatek fans. It's just the schedule has been so hard today. Mainly because of Fritz Pirikar. Had we not had to watch that, we would have been sweet. But we've got to finish that match because it was so good yesterday. But luckily for us, it's probably going to be over in 30 minutes because they just serve so big. All right, Krejcikova has the second set, and we're going 3. We're going 3. And Krejcikova serving first in the third, chat. Let's see if that makes a difference. Fritz Pirikar should be coming on momentarily. All right, who you got winning the final set, chat? Let me know. Who you got? I'm going to go with the Eala. I'm sticking with the Eala. As return goes in the forehand of Krejcikova. Down the line of the forehand of Eala on the stretch. Slice from Krejcikova into the forehand of Eala. Eala in the net. 15-love. Fritz serving first in the 5th, by the way. That scoreline is crazy, and if you watched it yesterday, it was even crazier in real life. That was a wild scoreline and a wild match. All right, 15-love. As Krejcikova serves again. A fault. Second serve. Second serve. Krejcikova just trying to get that ball toss right. Second serve. Into the forehand of Eala. Return goes back into Eala. Forehand from Krejcikova. Into the back of Eala. Again, the forehand of Krejcikova, who hits a cross-court winner. 30-love. Russell Crowe with a round of applause. By the way, person who said I look like Russell Crowe. You talking gladiator, or what are we saying? What are we talking about? All right, 30-love. That's what a fault second serve. Oh, yeah, by the way, happy Canada Day. Happy Canada Day to everybody. You could be his brother. Okay. As the return goes into the forehand of Krejcikova, backing out from Eala into the forehand of Krejcikova. Eala forehand is a winner down the line. Remember, Eala's won 2 of the last 3 games. All right, 30-15. As the return goes into the forehand, back into Eala. Forehand from Krejcikova is long, 30-all. Here's a chance. And Krejcikova just complaining to the coaches. Joint loss in straight sets. Yeah, I'm not surprised. That was a tough first match. Samsonova is legit. No shocks here. Disappointing, but also just a shit draw. Serve down the tees, a fault, second serve. Second serve. Yeah, the forehand of Eala, return the nets. It was a big second serve, 100-mile-an-hour second serve. 40-30. Krejcikova for the first game of the second. So the third. Hey, thank you, Flo, for becoming a member. Appreciate that. By the way, if you want to become a member, it's $1 a month. You can join the Discord. And also, second half of the year, we'll probably do some members stuff. So if you want to be a member, it's a great way to support the channel. Also, William, thank you for becoming a member as well. As a return goes in the forehand of Krejcikova, and she hits an inside-out winner. 1-love. in the third. Yeah, so appreciate that. There's a free way to support the channel is by liking the video or subscribing. And then if you want to, you can donate or you can become a member. Those are all possibilities. So thank you. Appreciate it. We currently stand... We're trying to get... I don't know if we're trying to get to 1,000 members, but we're getting up there, so appreciate it. Thank you, Peter, for the 32 months. Thank you for becoming a member as well. All right. Krejcikova, 1-love in the third. Beautiful inside-out forehand winner from Krejcikova. That's a weapon. Thank you, Elaine, for the 20 gifted. Holy hell. Thank you for the 20 gifted. There you go. There's some free memberships for you. For those who have been sticking around, thank you for the 20 gifted. That's ridiculous. All right. Forehand from Krejcikova to the back of Eala. Krejcikova backhand, but Eala hit it long. Love 15. All right. Fritz and Pirikar are about to walk out on court as well to finish their match. And then we've got, after that, we've got Swiatek taking on Kudermetova, which we are going to get to eventually. Hopefully she doesn't finish in an hour, though. Eala, love 15. Is Krejcikova forehand again in the back of Eala. There's Krejcikova with the forehand down the line. Eala on the stretch. Krejcikova goes wide. 15-0. All right. Welcome back, everybody. After yesterday, we had a crazy final to the day. Unfortunately, they didn't finish yesterday because they had 45 minutes, decided to not risk playing, come back today and finish this match. So we got Fritz versus Pirikar, 5th set. But we're also watching Eala taking on Krejcikova as well. So plenty of things going on. Hey, thank you, Baby Step, for becoming a member as well. Appreciate it. All right, 15-0 is Eala hits a forehand long, and it's 15-30. Pirikar served the biggest serve in the history of Wimbledon. And Fritz got it back, which was just as impressive as the 153. We had so much fun yesterday, Chad. I reckon Pirikar, I don't think I've had that much fun watching a match for a while. Usually it's stressful. That was not stressful. 1540s, that goes out. We watch a lot of tennis, chat, and the big matches like this Krejcikova-Eala match is stressful, right? That match yesterday was just so much fun because it was just two guys hitting massive serves, and it was just so, and everyone was just chilling. It was just chilling. We're just watching. It was crazy. So hopefully the final set of this match will also be just as fun as yesterday. The Fritz match was just fun. It was just pure fun, which was a shame that it ended. Anyways, backhand goes in the forehand slice of Krejcikova. 15-40 here as she tries to break in the final set. Eala forehand to the back of Krejcikova. Into the front of Eala. Krejcikova forehand again to the back of Eala on the stretch. Krejcikova shanks it. And it goes long, 30-40. All right, 30-40. Still break point for Krejcikova. Fritz wanted to play but GMP didn't, yeah. And then the umpire was like, well, if you can't both agree, we're not going to play. So that's a shame. As we just slice back and return from Krejcikova. Eala comes to the net. Krejcikova pass. Eala volleys it wide. 2-love Krejcikova final set. And Eala's just making errors. Wasn't a bad approach, and the volley was there, but that's the doubles from Krejcikova. She can hit passing shots. She knows what she's doing when someone comes to the net. She doesn't get scared. She doesn't get spooked by net approaches. 2-love. And chat, this is why serving first is a big deal too, because when you're serving second, and the other guy or the other player keeps holding, you've always got to serve to level. Whereas when you're serving first, like Krejcikova, you hold, you're up 1-love, and then at 1-love, you can just go for you can go for winners and you can play freely. Whereas when you're serving second, you're always having to chase. As Krejcikova serves an ace down the tee, 15 love. That's why serving first in the final set can be very important for some. That's why it's important for Fritz against Pirikar, and it might be why it's important against it was more important for Eala to serve first in this final set to just get that lead and stay in front, because now she's already down a break. 2 love, but good return there from Eala. 15-0. 15-0. As we just serve again from Krejcikova. By the way, Swiatek's about to start as well. She's going to serve first against Kudermetova. As Krejcikova comes in for a drop shot. And Eala can't get it. Even so, Krejcikova hit a winner, I think, so it wouldn't have mattered. All right. And it's going to be Fritz serving first in this 5th set against Pirikar. I'm so torn, chat, because I love watching Pirikar. But I want Fritz to make the final, because now that Pegula's gone, I need him to do well, because I can't have both the Americans losing on me in the same day. Anyways, 30-15, Krejcikova in the net, 30-0. Chance to break back, Eala. All right, 30-0. As Krejcikova serves again. Chapo lost? I thought he was winning. I thought he was up 2 sets to love. What happened? Or 2 sets to 1. All right. Krejcikova, 30-0. Zhang's up 4 love in the 3rd. All right. Return goes in the back into Krejcikova. Krejcikova in the net. Uh-oh. 15-40. Eala to get back on serve. 15-40.
Go, Alex.
Hey, thank you, Danny, for the 10. All right. 30-40. Eala to get back on serve. Oh wait, Zhang's down 4 love. Oh shit, you gotta say that better in the chat, because you confused me. You gotta write that better, because I can't read. Anyways, ace down the tee, we get the deuce. You gotta say you gotta write Zhang is losing 4-0. You can't be telling me like Zhang 4-0. That makes no sense to me. You gotta type that properly, otherwise I'll get confused. All right, we get the deuce. Krejcikova. The great serve. She's playing so much better than the first set. And she serves down the tee. Another great serve. Eala returns it long. Advantage Krejcikova. My bracket's cooked. Done. I think if anybody has a bracket after the first 2 days, they're lying. I think everybody's bracket's broken after the first 2 days. That Pegula loss, that was the big one. That and Medvedev, and even Berrettini, I think, they were the bracket busters for sure. All right, advantage Krejcikova to go to 3 love. Pirikar, Fritz. Gosh, I love it. I love this matchup. I love GMP, chat. We love GMP. As Eala hits a return winner and we get back to deuce. Hey, thank you, Don, for the 46 months as a Tier 3 member. Appreciate that. Almost to the Big 4. Thank you. Appreciate that. Pegula was the biggest bracket buster for me. I think most people's brackets would have been busted by Pegula for sure. Because Pegula was she was in form. All right. Krejcikova trying to keep this break. Fritz serving first in the 5th. Let's see if the momentum changed or if nothing happened. Double fault Fritz. Uh-oh. Love 15. Here we go. Krejcikova serving. Second serve. Into the back end of Eala. Return goes wide. Big second serve by Krejcikova, and Eala tried to attack, which I don't mind. Why don't you watch Krejcikova match? Do you want me to do a cartwheel and try and juggle at the same time and bake a cake? Brother, I've only got 2 hands and 2 eyes and 2 screens. Is Krejcikova playing now or is she playing like tomorrow? We'll watch her tomorrow. Kvitova. Is she playing tomorrow? If she's playing now, brother, I can't watch a Swiatek, let alone Kvitova. Anyways, advantage Krejcikova. And she hits the forehand inside out. Slice Eala goes wide, and it's 3-love Krejcikova final set. Now, chat, I'm going to set this up here because right now, it's not looking good. Eala is down. It's 3-love. Krejcikova, defending champion, finding her form for the first time in 12 months. She's playing as well as she has since the WTA finals when everybody was shocked that she was able to do what she did there. But she, being Eala, could start to fight back. This could be the start of the comeback. Everyone's getting scared. This is the part of the story where everyone's getting nervous. Everyone's worried. Oh no, she's going to lose. But then she started to fight. And the comeback started. That's where we're at right now. All seems lost. All seems lost. But it's not over yet. Not yet. It's only 1 break of serve, and that means nothing. Fritz 40-15. He serves an ace, and he gets 1-love in the 5th. Zhang lost. Zhang is out. If she hasn't lost, she's not out. Can we stop chat? Should we add that to the list of rules? If somebody hasn't lost yet, can we not? Don't tell me they've lost, all right? If they've lost, tell me they've lost. But if they're still playing a match, you can't be like, oh, they're down 3-love. They're out of here. Zhang hasn't lost yet. She's 5-love down, but she's still playing. Stop yapping, Cam. It's my job to yap. Stop complaining. Mukova lost? That's not surprising. Stop complaining in the chat. All right, 3-love. All right, Pirikar. 148 first serve in the net. All right, he's going to serve a 155 today. It's set up for a 155. As Eala hits it out in love 15. And Pirikar in the net, love 15. Pirikar serves a 146. 15. Oh, I love it, chat. I love it. As that goes out by Eala, love 30. Krejcikova to get the double break. Love 30. GMP is going to hit a 155, chat. And when he does, I'm going to flip the table and I'm going to go home. I'm going to get out of here. This is it. When he hits a 155, I turn off the computer. End of stream. As Eala serves the fault second serve. There's Pirikar and Fritz forehand to forehand, but it goes out by Fritz 30-15. All right, serve into the forehand of Krejcikova. Return goes down the line of the forehand of Eala. Krejcikova backhand into the forehand of Eala. As Krejcikova slice in the net, 15-30. 15-30. Eala must hold serve. Great body serve, Pirikar. All right, serve into the backhand is a let. Great serve from Eala. And she gets the 30-all. She keeps fighting. 30-all. We know that. All right, 1-1. Pirikar holds. All right, 30-all. Eala serves. A let again. As Eala serves again. 30-all, big point. As a serve is a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the forehand of Krejcikova. Return is into the back of Eala on the stretch. Krejcikova backhand again in the back of Eala as Eala hits it long. 30-40. 30-40 for a double break. (30-40). As we serve out wide, the backhand of Krejcikova, forehand from Eala down the line. Krejcikova gets it with a forehand down the line as well. Krejcikova on the stretch now with a forehand slice. As Eala backhand goes in the forehand of Krejcikova again. Eala, cross-court again, winner. That's a fight. Back to deuce. Much needed shot. She gets the deuce. Damn, that backhand. She was in trouble. Oof. That was... Pirika, by the way, just hit a ridiculous forehand winner. What was that power? Fritz didn't even see it. 40-15. What a shot, Pirika. Anyways, backhand into the forehand of Krejcikova. Forehand lob by Eala. Krejcikova lines up and hits a forehand winner. Advantage Krejcikova. Advantage Krejcikova. To take a 4-love lead. Eala serves. A fault. Second serve. Fritz up 2-1, fifth set. All right, second serve, Eala. There's a backhand return from Krejcikova. Eala gets it down the line. Krejcikova forehand cross in the net. Eala hangs on. Holy moly. We get back the deuce. Swiatek just broke. There we go. Swiatek cruising. Like I said, we'll get to Swiatek after one of these matches finishes, but if she wins easily, then we didn't miss much. Krejcikova hits it out. Advantage Eala. Advantage Eala. By the way, Swiatek didn't break. Can you stop lying? Mods, keep an eye on that guy. He's just making stuff up. Yeah. Thanks, Gene. Yeah. Dude's just coming in here being a pest. All right. Eala to get on the board here in the final set. Serving the forehand of Krejcikova. Return goes in the back, forehand of Eala. Backhand out Krejcikova. Into the forehand of Eala. There's Krejcikova backhand again. Down the line. It's too good. Back to deuce. Back to deuce. Lovely shot from Pirika. Backhand inside out winner. By the way, is Rebel Wilson friends with Krejcikova? She is, right? They're like best friends, aren't they? Or good friends. As Eala serves a fault second serve. I'm pretty sure they are because she was definitely supporting her. She was like, yeah, let's go. You can't do that in the Roblox. You got to sit on your hands. Zhang lost officially. There you go. No, I mean, look. Grass isn't her best surface. And Siniakova is dangerous. Forehand out from Krejcikova to the back of Eala. Krejcikova forehand into the forehand of Eala, who hits a drop shot. Krejcikova's going to get there and hit it wide. Ooh, that was a bad miss. Eala got a little lucky. Krejcikova she got there easily and then just went, whoops. Advantage Eala. Advantage Eala. By the way, Pirika with a lovely volley, 40 love. All right, advantage Eala to get on the board and keep this match alive. Serving to the backhand, Krejcikova, slice return. Into the forehand of Eala. Krejcikova backhand. Goes out. All right, Eala holds. How important was that game? That could be very important. Because 4-love against the defending champion of the mountain, but 3-1, it's only a break. By the way, Chad, can we all agree that the only real shock so far this tournament has been Pegula? I feel like all the other players that have lost, maybe Medvedev as well, but Medvedev's not been playing great. I don't feel like we've had, we've had upsets, but Pegula's the only actual upset, right? Like, she's the only one that everyone's everyone should be surprised over. Because I feel like we're having so many upsets that then, none of them are upsets at this point. Rune, maybe. But Jarry is a good grass court guy. He can play on any surface. Medvedev was a shock, but he's playing terrible. Tsitsipas on grass is not an upset. Zhang on grass. Technically they're probably all upsets, but the biggest shock, the only shock has been Pegula, right? Because she was actually playing well and consistent. Anyways, good hitting from Krejcikova, 30-love. And if Fritz loses here, that's not a big surprise, but it's also not great. Medi losing was a surprise, but he's also been losing a lot. I don't know. Pegula's the only one that I'm so far, completely how did that happen? We could probably justify most of the other ones. Musetti a shock? Nah. Musetti losing? Nah. Hasn't played any tennis since Roland Garros where he retired injured. That's not a surprise. Musetti losing is not a surprise. Chat, I know I can pick predictions sometimes, but picking Badosa and Musetti for my predictions was not random. I knew that they weren't going to be ready to play. They were the easiest picks from the top 10 to lose. They were. I'm no genius, chat. I'm a moron. I sit in my house yelling and screaming. Musetti losing is not an upset. That was not to a quali, but also Basilic really played 3 matches to get here, so he must be playing pretty well. 30-15, by the way. As our 4-1 goes out by Krejcikova, 30-all. Chat. What did I say? Fritz is double folding. What did I say? Pegula's the only one that I can't explain how that happened. I don't understand. I don't get it, chat. How did she lose? I don't know. All right, 30-all. Serve to the forehand of Eala. Krejcikova forehand behind Eala's smart. Just waited for Eala to commit and then went back behind her 40-30. Tsitsipas retired, so that doesn't really count as a loss anyway, does it? He retired. That doesn't count. 40-30. Yeah, Pegula's the only one that I'm super surprised. Yeah, Morven, I'm the same. But that's because we watch so much tennis that we know too much. 40-30. 4 down the line into the front of Eala, who hits a winner. All right, chat, here we go. This is the part of the story where the comeback starts. The 3-love, break points down. But now she's got to, now Eala is making this comeback. Pirikar with a volley winner. He gets the deuce here. Pirikar has not had a break point or a break point for the entire match. And he might get one here. Krejcikova serves down the tier, fault, second serve. Purikar's very dangerous. All right. Krejcikova trying to keep the lead. She serves in the backhand of Eala. Good return. And then Krejcikova forehand. Eala gets on the stretch, but it's wide. Advantage Krejcikova. Oh, Fritz hits a lovely passing shot. Advantage Fritz. All right, Krejcikova to go to 4-1. As the return goes in the forehand of Krejcikova, Eala puts up a lob. It goes in. Krejcikova comes in with a forehand and puts it away. 4-1 Krejcikova. Eala's going to have to fight very hard to get this win. And it'll be an all-time win if she gets it now. It'll be a classic. Fritz to the front of Pirikar. Fritz with a volley on the baseline. Goes long. Terrible shot. All right, deuce. Yeah, can you stop spamming? You're making it really hard for the mods. And also, and the chat's getting annoyed at you, so don't do that. Svion takes a 2-all, by the way. Advantage for Fritz. Good serve. Also, Sakkari's up 4-2. Advantage Fritz to go to 3-2. Advantage Fritz. As Pirikar smacks it long on the return. 3-2. 3-2. Fritz in the fifth. Cam, does Djokovic make the semifinals? What's your opinion? Yes. Hey, thank you. Asif for the 12 months. Appreciate that. Thanks for sticking around. Yeah, I think Djokovic does make the semis, and he'll play Sinner. All right. Eala serving to keep her hopes alive. Krejcikova hits it wide. 15-love. Now, we do have Djokovic coming up later. He's coming up after Zverev, which is coming on after this match. So, Coco Gauff, I don't know if she's going to have her match finished today because it's going to be late. Unless Zverev somehow wins in straights, it's going to be a long center court day. Because Zverev's one set all. So they've got 2 sets minimum to play there. Plus this match has gone 3 sets already, or over 2 hours. Plus Djokovic. And then Goff's got a tough match against Yastrzemska anyway. So that's not going to be easy, I don't think. As, Eala hit the tape and it went in. 30-love. 30-love. 7.5 hours till curfew to play 3 matches. That's a tough one. All right, 30-love. Eala serves again. A fault, second serve. 3-2 Fritz, final set. As Eala serves again. Into the back of Krejcikova. Good return. Eala gets it, but hits it in the net. 30-15. 30-15. 30-15. Eala serves again. Into the corner, Krejcikova. Return goes back into Eala, who hits it in the net. 30-all. Man. 30-all. She was almost down a double break already in the last game. 30-all. By the way, chat, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to like the video as well. Plenty of Wimbledon still to go. It's only day 2 as she hits a fault. Second serve. And again, I implore you, if you are a Eala fan, she's playing doubles later this week. But I do encourage you to stick around. Don't try. There's still a lot of tennis still to go. And again, part of my job is to get you into tennis rather than just supporting the one player. Try and get you to watch more. So I encourage you to come back. Don't be a stranger. If this match doesn't go the way you want it to, don't disappear. Try and come back and watch someone else, or come back and watch the final if you want. As that goes in the net in the return from Krejcikova and his deuce. I know a lot of you, so a few people have said that after watching Eala play doubles with Gauff, you started to follow Gauff a little bit. So Coco's playing later today, so if you want to watch Gauff, maybe she can be your second favorite player. You can come watch her later. Backhand Krejcikova is a winner. Beautiful shot from Krejcikova. You can go for Krejcikova if you want. Yeah, if you want. But yeah, don't be a stranger. If you want to get into the game, if you want to understand more, the more you watch, the more you'll learn. And the more questions I can answer if you have any questions about the sport and what it means and what does this mean, if you know any of those things. So yeah, feel free to stick around. All right, advantage Krejcikova. As Eala serves again. To get the 5-1 lead, Krejcikova back in return. Goes to the front of Eala. Eala in the net, 5-1 Krejcikova. All right. Krejcikova has figured it out. Sloppy first set. Eala was solid. And then Krejcikova started to raise that level. And Eala just hasn't been able to hang. Krejcikova 5-1, serving for the match. 5-1. Krejcikova's fired up here. She knows how big of this match was. By the way, the sad part is Krejcikova won't play center court in the next match. She'll be playing on car park. Because center court goes to the defending champion, but at the end of the day, she's number 17. So she's not going to be on center court the next match, I fear. They're going to kick her out to court number 700. All right, 15-love. Krejcikova 3 points away from avoiding what could have easily been a loss in this first round. All right, 15-love. Krejcikova can't get the ball toss right. She's like, bleh, bleh, bleh. Serve again. As Krejcikova serves. Into the forehand of Eala. Return goes long. 30-love. 30-love. Now that Eala loses Cam, you can cheer for Coco. Why would I? No, I'm going for Krejcikova. Are you serious? It's Krejcikova or Sabalenka because Sabalenka is my pick to win the whole thing. 30-love. Second serve. There's a let. By the way, GMP and Fritz, they're still going at it. Sorry that we've ignored it. It's just been... we're just trying to wrap this match up. But GMP and Fritz are serving it out. As it is served down the tee, the forehand of Eala. Return goes to the forehand of Krejcikova. Eala backhand. No, sorry, forehand into the backhand of Krejcikova. Into the back of Eala. As Krejcikova forehand into the backhand again of Eala. Krejcikova forehand pass. Too good. And it's 40-love. Is Big Four Barbara having a week, chat? Is she back? Is she going to be... Is Big Four Barbara here? I don't know, chat. She didn't look like it in the first set. Is it time? Is it Big Four Barbara time? I don't know. She was Big Four Barbara last year. She turned it on last year when nobody expected a thing. Match points for Krejcikova. Also, it's 4-3 for Fritz in the final set of his match. Serve out wide of the front of Eala. Return goes back into Krejcikova, who hits a winner down the line. Big Four Barbara defends her first round. And she knocks out Eala. Disappointing for Eala. But Krejcikova, by the way, giving nice words to Eala, saying, good game, good work. But Krejcikova too good. She hasn't won 2 slams for nothing, chat. Didn't accidentally win Wimbledon. She did it legitimately. She looks relieved. She's like, whew. All right, GG's. But hey, look. At the end of the day, chat, it's good experience, right? Doesn't matter. If Eala had won, it would have been special. It would have been amazing. But great experience. By the way, again, may I just say, first match at Wimbledon, you play the defending champion in the first round. That's what Eala just had to do. You're playing the first, by the way, your first ever Wimbledon, you got to play on centre court in front of the Royal Box where Russell Crowe from Gladiator's watching and Rebel Wilson from all the other Pitch Perfect. And then you've got to play the defending champion who is very unpredictable, who you've never played. Good luck. That's what she had to do. So from now on, chat, no matter what happens, unless she plays next year's defending champion in the first round, at least next year, she'll probably get a much better draw where she won't have to play on this level. But again, great experience, as people were saying in the chat. The next, no matter what she does next, it's not going to be as scary as that. Like, that is a scary first. Like, that's one of the most intimidating courts in the world. The next match she plays, she won't be playing on centre court Wimbledon. She'll be playing on somewhere else where she won't have to have all that pressures. But Eala still had a great grass season. Great season. Heartbreaking match last week. Could have won that title. This match wasn't as heartbreaking. She's smiling. There's like you can tell by the reaction of Eala, right? Such a different reaction to last week when she lost in the final. You know, much like almost content. Like, hey, look, it was good fun. But Krejcikova, I mean, how far can she go? That is the real question, because I think a lot of us thought that she wasn't going to win today. But if she won today, what happens now? How far can Krejcikova go? Because I don't think anybody knows except for her, and she could win the title again. That's just who she is. Play 6 matches for the whole year, wins the title. That's such a Krejcikova thing to do. By the way, Fritz and Pirikar, 4-0 in the 5th. What we're going to do, chat, is we're going to stick around. Stick around to watch this one. We've got Swiatek playing, but they're only just getting started. So we'll get the Swiatek match started as well. We'll get that going as well. Krejcikova, by the way, is taking on somebody else. She's taking on either Dolahard or Rus in the next round. Navarro versus Krejcikova, 3rd round. That's when things start to get real interesting for Krejcikova, and also Andreeva in the 4th round. So it's not an easy draw. All right. 40-15, Fritz. Fatigue comes in from Eastbourne. Maybe. Again, I don't think we need to say oh, Eala this, Eala that. I don't think it was, I think it was just as simple as Krejcikova came out a bit sloppy. Wasn't playing great in the first set. Eala was solid. And then Krejcikova lifted the level and Eala couldn't match her. I think that's about as simple as it gets. Yeah, okay, there might have been fatigue and there might have been this and that. But I think it was just the 2-time Grand Slam champion problem solving and figuring out how to win. And that's why Krejcikova's got 2 Grand Slams. That's why she beats Swiatek and all these good players, right? That's why she is a problem for everybody, no matter her ranking. But again, great experience for Eala. It sucks, but Maya joint lost as well, so that sucks too, right? For me. That sucks too. All right, Fritz, he's up 5-4. Pirikar serving to stay in the match. We've got to get a final set tiebreak. It's only fair. It's only fair that we get a final set shootout. Come on now. Tough draw indeed for Alex. We're proud of it always. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's the best thing about watching Alex Eala right now is it's all learning. Okay, there's some expectations, but not there's no expectation for her to win Wimbledon yet, right? Or her to win anything major yet. It's all still learning, and she's still climbing the ladder. It's all, and that's what we're just doing, right? We're just enjoying the rise of Eala. Yep, there's going to be some losses. She's not going to win everything, but that's what we're here to watch. That's why we're watching her. She's still got the doubles as well later in the week. Yeah, it took a set off a 2-time Grand Slam champion. I mean, at Wimbledon Centre Court. That's a step in the right direction. Double fault Pirikar, love 15. Swiatek got 4-3, by the way. All right, love 15. Love 15 as Pirikar serves another fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the forehand of Fritz. Forehand from Pirikar. The back of Fritz. Into the backhand of Pirikar as Fritz backhand of the forehand of Pirikar. As Fritz backhand again. Into the forehand of Pirikar as Fritz now with another forehand cross court. Pirikar gets it. Into the forehand of Fritz. Pirikar backhand slice. Goes into that Fritz forehand. Again to the backhand of Pirikar. As Fritz with another forehand cross court winner. Love 30 Fritz. He wants to get out of here. Love 30. I'll tell you, chat. This might be one of Fritz's greatest victories of all time. He was down 5-1 in that fourth set tiebreak. Come back to win. And then to come back the next day when he had momentum and he had to stop and start again. This might be one of Fritz's greatest wins ever. Against an unreturnable serve. It's got to be top 5, I think. Without doing any research, it's got to be top 5 win for Fritz if he wins it. Love 30. Indian Wells final, definitely up there in the top 3, but this has got to be up there in the top 5. Return goes in the forehand. Pirikar hits it wide, and Fritz has got match points. Love 40. Taylor Fritz to get it done. Love 40. The fighting Fritz. By the way, chat, Sinner winning turned off all the upsets. Sinner has steadied the ship for everybody. Pirikar serves a fault, second serve. No more upsets, chat, until the quarterfinals, maybe. Serve. Down the tier, the forehand of Fritz. Return goes in the forehand of Pirikar. He hits it out. Fritz wins. Taylor Fritz survives. He survives. He avoids the carnage. It's a shame because GMP is so fun. I love watching GMP. Such a shame he's not in there anymore, but Fritz survives. He's fired up too. How did he win that? How did he win that? It happened yesterday when he won that tiebreak in the fourth before they shut him down. How did Fritz survive? Sinner wins and Fritz survives. Krejcikova comes back. I mean, Sinner winning was the catalyst. Besides Zhang going down, Sinner has given everybody confidence again. Oh, okay, we're not all going to fall apart. It's all right, everybody. Everything's fine. Don't worry. Jannik Sinner won. It means I can win too. That's what happened, chat. All right, GG's. Pirikar, he will be a problem at Wimbledon forever. For the future and forever. There is no, GMP is a problem, and he will be a problem at every Wimbledon. Shame that he's unseeded. He needs to get seeded so that next year he doesn't have to play Fritz in the first round. Or he can, he avoids, these guys. But man, GMP, he's legit. All right, chat. Now, we have a little bit of a respite. We're going to watch Swiatek. She's just 4-0 in the first, so we have missed a bit, but I'm glad that we can now watch her exclusively. So, again, I told you we were going to watch her. So if you want to keep watching, jump over here. Swiatek versus Kudermetova. It's just getting started too. It's 4-4 in the first. And Swiatek about to go off 5-4. But Eala, unfortunately, couldn't get it done. Couldn't knock out the defending champion. Krejcikova gets back from a set down. And Fritz, 2 sets of love down, comes back and takes it in 5. But Iga Swiatek, she's playing right now. Let's get to her.